All right, so Mark had a strange experience yesterday. I had a governor of a state, Governor Raimondo from Rhode Island, and I asked her how she became the bastion in a very densely populated state of what I regard as a COVID-free zone. And she said, well, Marc Benioff really helped me, particularly with contact trace. Can you tell me how you worked that so that Rhode Island is a safer state than almost any other state in the union?
Well, Jim, this is a time where every company needs to reassess its relevance to maintain its market share and innovation. And right now for Salesforce, that's a major focus on work.com, our new platform that allows companies to reopen safely. And one of the companies or organizations, or in this case, a state, Rhode Island, well, they're one of 35 states that is using our contact tracing technology to keep their citizens safe. We also have now so many companies doing exactly the same thing. This is a critical technology, Jim, during a pandemic, because as you can imagine, when people do get sick, you have to be able to talk to them and say, hey, who have you been with?
Right.
Who should we be calling? Who should we tell to self-quarantine? And that can be Governor Raimondo, the state of Rhode Island, like you heard last night. And it could also be the CEO of a major company like myself. I have 52,000 people. And as we start to bring our people back to work, which is happening now, if one does get sick, we're going to want to do that same contact tracing to help them. And that's a key part of the work.com platform.
All right. So of the states that you are helping, the ones right now that are in trouble, maybe because they are the last few days, what are you saying to their governors?
Look, what I say to everyone is, this is my first pandemic. I don't completely know, what advice I can give you except, number one, masks. I mean, we see the mask is probably the most effective way, Jim, to prevent the transmission of the virus. Just wearing a cloth mask reduces the spread by 90%. And the second thing we know is test and trace. You've got to test, and then once you do test, you've got to trace. And that, as I said, is true for states, like we've heard from all these incredible governors, but also corporations have got to do this as well.
So what would you tell Governor Abbott from Texas, a well-meaning fellow who's trying to get his state open in order to be able to put food on the table?
Well, I think Governor Abbott is, in the middle of his first pandemic, just like I'm in the middle of my first pandemic. We're doing the contact tracing for the state of Texas. We're helping him build out his network to help his contact tracers find people who have potentially been infected and get them to quarantine. That is an incredibly important part of what is happening. The second thing is we've got to have masks. People also need to realize that if you're outside, you've got a much less chance of actually contracting the virus. So if you look at countries like France, for example, restaurants are open, but most of them are operating with an outside venue. Air conditioning, for example, in France is turned off so that there isn't a spread happening inside the restaurant, and people are required to wear masks. We've got to do that same exact same thing here in the United States.
Don't miss a second of Mad Money. Follow @JimCramer on Twitter. Have a question? Tweet Kramer. #MadTweets. Send Jim an email to madmoney@cnbc.com or give us a call at 1-800-743-CNBC. Miss something? Head to madmoney.cnbc.com.